Good morning. Today is Tuesday, April 22nd. I had to think about that for a hot minute. My days are kind of running into each other. I'm going to try something a little different today. We're going to use the Pocket Out of Hand deck, and as you can see, I am making a mess of shuffling, but hey, it's early and I am human. So let's just shuffle these a little bit more. We are down to probably less than 100 copies of these, and this is the only printing we will have. So if you wanted to get a copy of the Pocket deck, they are going fast. Okay, so if you notice, there's no casting board. I wanted to kind of just experiment and play and see what kind of message comes out for us this week. Okay, so let's see. Let's just flip over. Let's cut the deck and then flip it. The first card we have is the Five of Pentacles. Maybe there's been some worries on your mind about, could be finances. When I drew this card, I really wanted to showcase the fact that like sometimes what we have and what is owed is they don't line up. So we got to find a way around, you know, like I feel like the Five of Pentacles is sometimes the hard times. Mary Kay Greer at a conference once said it's kind of like the in sickness and health in a relationship. So it's what we can do to band together through thick and thin, no matter what. And then let's see the next card. We have that Three of Pentacles. And that talks about coming together as far as like figuring out the solution. There is a plan. There's a team plan for that. Maybe you need to take a step back. You know, you thought you were here, you bit off more than you can chew. And so now you got to like really focus and take a step back. So I'm going to go like this, and we're going to put this one on the top. And so then we got that Nine of Cups. Ooh, I like that message for us. So that Nine of Cups on the top is talking about, yes, right now you might be experiencing a little bit of hard times, like some hardship. Maybe you haven't been feeling well, and there's a new team that has to come in and try and find the solution to the problem. I know in our house, Braxton seems to have a very timid tummy, and so we've got to figure out what's going on with his food and why he's probably not feeling so well. So that's us taking a step back. We thought we were on top of it, but it could look that way with finances. You know, right now I know things are hard for a lot of people, but the being able to reassess and reevaluate and go in and just look at what's working and what's not working will get us to where we want to be in that space of like, okay, how do we make our wishes come true? How do we get back on top? How do we feel fulfilled? You know, I'm going to bring in some timies. These are the felt tarot, so I've got them in my Moonlit Fae bag. I'm going to bring in, let's see, we'll do one for the underlying energy of that Five of Pentacles. And we've got that Two of Cups. And that, to me, is talking about perhaps there's a little bit of push and pull in the relationships in your life. Like maybe there is just something that's going on that you're like, we were doing well and now we are not. And now we got to reassess our partnership. It's okay to go in and to look to reevaluate the contract, so to say. You know, that's just an underlying thing. As we know, our partnerships in life and our commitments are not always, you're not always going to be on the high point. There's going to be lows. And so to get back to a high point, we get back to this teamwork. We got to regroup, and let's look at the underlying energy about that. We've got an Ace of Swords. And so the Ace of Swords tells me that there's a new breakthrough that has to happen, some new ideas, new thought patterns. You just got to think differently. You got to, you know, if this wasn't working, then what you thought about wasn't working. So you got to think differently. And again, because the Pentacles are our suit of physical well-being, our health, our pursuits of finance, family, you know, the earthly realm, basically. So it's kind of like sometimes we just got to go back and reevaluate, and that takes new thought patterns. And then I'm going to do two on either side of the Nine of Cups. to see what that gives us. And we have that King of Cups and the Empress. And that kind of reaffirms, you know, you got to keep that level head. The King of Cups is, let me see, I'm going to try and zoom in a little. Sorry if it, there we go. Zoom in on that. So the King of Cups, stop shaking. It'll stop in a moment. Okay, don't touch it. So the King of Cups with that Empress energy on the sides of the Nine of Cups is telling me that you're going to have to keep a level head. You're going to have to keep your cool. You're going to have to know that no matter what is coming down your way, you can handle it, and that there's a whole world of abundance. The Empress is that where you and me become we, right? Like where the whole world is involved, or our partnership is really that strong that there's nothing we can't do as long as we understand that there is so many solutions to get to this good space. When I see that Empress, I'm just thinking about, you know, what are you willing to do, and are you willing to go after it and do it with love, you know? I have portals here because I think an animal energy would be fun to throw in and just kind of give us an overall guide. Let's see. Don't do that. It's me yelling at the cards, sorry. Go back here, go back here. Get to my pretty layout. Whenever I play with things like this is kind of how the casting layouts emerge, because I like to just pair the cards. And so this is why a lot of the boards even exist, is because I would start on a blank board. So let's see, what do we need to know? What sentient being, what animal is going to be with us this week and wants to chime in? And we've got the hen. What is Sammy chicken? This was my mom's chicken, and she, even though she had a clubbed foot, she still went about life. So that kind of, I'm going to put that over here with that Five of Pentacles, because it talks about maybe there's something that is getting in the way of you doing what you're supposed to be doing. Supposed to be. We're going to put quotes in there. And it could be something that is making you not fully capable. So it doesn't mean that you can't do it. It's just going to take a little bit different steps, a little different process. But other than her foot, she was still a very functioning hen. I mean, she didn't lay eggs, but she became a family pet, actually. But she still lived her best life, you know. So don't let whatever is happening here hold you back. I guess that's the message that Sammy Chicken wants to bring in. And then just do a couple charms. Whatever comes in my hand is going to be like our guidepost for the week. So we have the angel coin, which is watching over, and it says each day and all night through a guardian angel is watching over you. So that definitely pairs on that. And then the anchor is the thing that holds us in place, the thing that is stable. So no matter what, you're going to be, the stability is still there. This is just a little bit of a setback that needs to be reevaluated, as far as like I said, that go back to the drawing board. We need to evaluate those connections, those commitments, think about new thought patterns, allow the new ideas to come through, think outside the box. Keep your cool, know that the world is so resourceful, and you're going to end up back on top again. So let me know if you enjoyed this fun play. Like I said, I've been wanting to do a new casting spread, so I think this is going to kind of be the setup for it. And then, you know, let me know how you like to mix and match your divination tools, or if you're just here for the readings, let me know if it resonated, and if it did, I'm rooting for you, and if it didn't, that's okay. Sometimes they don't always land, and I will see you here next week. I hope you have a good one. Bye.